I blocked my video out repeatedly because I started crying. And I didn't want you to see the veterinarian crying. And it reminded me of the story of this elderly couple that came in, and I'd been taking care of their cat. And, you know, sometimes my elderly patients would say, when this cat dies, I'm dead. You know, my whole life is this dog, this cat. And this elderly patient came in and told me, it's time. And I couldn't control it. I just started to cry. And she touched my arm and she said, it's his time. And I'm wrestling with whether to renew my license, and I'm thinking I need to help other veterinarians, because I'm not the only veterinarian that's just, I can't even listen to Lassie music without crying. I mean, what am I doing being a veterinarian? You know, I go back and I go, why am I a veterinarian? It's because of all of you who so love your animals. And I had shared that I had lost my little dog during the in the private, and that I couldn't have Liz there because of the landslide between Santa Barbara and LA, and I had to take her down, and I couldn't put her down. I took her to the emergency clinic to get help, and then it didn't go well. They had a hard time and letting her go. And so I want to help other veterinarians, Liz. I really want to help, because we had talked about that the other day. And it's hard to be a veterinarian some days, and it's the greatest joy in the world.
And that's
so thank you all for being
Thank you, Janice.
So vulnerable.
And you too. Thank you. Thank you.
The thought to have some of these same dialogues amongst veterinarians and workshops for veterinarians, because it is one of the most difficult aspects of our job that we struggle with. Is almost on a daily basis, we struggle with the death. It's very hard. I remember before going into lab animal, when I briefly worked in private practice, and there were days where multiple euthanasias would come in one day. And being so young at that time, I didn't recognize that that it was okay to not be okay with that, to allow myself to go through this grieving process. And I was fighting the grieving, like, what's wrong with me? I'm a veterinarian. I'm supposed to be, this is part of the job. This is what I took on, being a vet, and I'm supposed to be able to handle this as part of my job. And I should be able to be stoic about it and go on and you know, get up tomorrow and do what I need to do for my patients that come in tomorrow. And yet that wasn't happening for me, because I didn't have the maturity and the knowledge that I'm starting to gain now about what death really is and how it affects us, and that it's okay to embrace the grieving. One of the most important things I learned today from being in this workshop is that it's a very sacred experience. Yeah. And I think that if more veterinarians could come into that understanding and have this knowledge, that it would really help them a lot.